Okay, students. So now let us go for our first theorem. Clear? So in exam, the statement of the theorem will be given. Are you getting my point? The statement of the theorem will be given like this, or they can just derive the equation of line in space passing through the given point and parallel to the given vector, both in Cartesian form and vector form. That is what given here. Clear? See, derive the equation of the line in space passing through a point and parallel to a given vector b, both in vector and Cartesian form. This explanation can be also given, or they will derive the derive the equation of line passing through a given point and parallel to a given vector in both vector and Cartesian form, or they may give just like that. Are you getting my point? But the statement will be given like this, either in the explanation form or in the short form, as derive the equation of line in space passing through a given point and parallel to a given vector, both in vector form and Cartesian form. Please remember, like this they will ask in both forms, not only a single form, vector form and Cartesian form they will ask, not only in a single form. Clear? Okay. So now, as you all know how to represent a point in space, clear? Because here what they have given, derive the equation of line in space passing through a given point. That's why I have explained that much in your previous class of your basics of three-dimensional geometry theorems. Because if you know that basics, just you can go on solving here. Clear? Before you know that basics, you can't do anything. So please watch that video which I have explained all the basics of representation of a point, a line and everything which is need for your theorems. So if you watch that, these things are going to be very simple. If you don't watch, these things are not going to be very simple. Clear? To make this as simple, please must watch the previous video that where I have explained what are going to be the important terms for your theorems. Clear? Okay, because you can observe here, derive the equation of line in space passing through a point. That means first you must know the point in space and the representation of point in space. Are you clear? And parallel to a given vector b. That means there is one vector b. Clear? As we all studied vector AP in previous class. Vector AP given as vector OP minus vector OA. Clear? Like that, in the place of AP, here we have vector AB. Are you getting my point? So vector B is given, no problem. Given things, no problem. Are you getting my point? What we have to find, that we have to concentrate. Clear? Okay. We have to find both in vector and Cartesian form. We have to find both in vector and Cartesian form. Okay, students. So see here. First what I will do, I will draw my space of x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. I will draw my space. Clear? And what I will draw a point, because point A is given. See here, passing through a point, that means point is given. Next, if the point, we draw a point in space, we should represent it. How we should represent? With vector OA. That we should represent. Okay. So now line is passing through this. See, let us draw a line passing through a point. Clear? So this is point A. Now line is passing through a point A and vector OA is the representation of point A. Next, and parallel to a given vector B. That is nothing but this is the parallel vector B. Clear? Line is passing through a given point and it is parallel to a vector B. Okay. So now what we shall do, they have given a point A. That means that is given point. No problem. For solving this, we must consider one arbitrary point. Are you getting my terms? First, we must draw a given point. Next, we must choose one arbitrary point. Let us choose one arbitrary point P. Let us choose some arbitrary point P. Join O to P. Clear, students? Join O to P. So, as you all know how to write vector OA. If you don't know, you see my previous video. There I have written the position vector of OA as vector A. Vector OA as vector OA must be written as vector A. Next, vector OP must be written as vector R. That is vector OP equal to vector R. Are you getting my point? Vector A is position vector of point A, vector R is position vector of point B. Clear? Vector B is given vector. Clear? So now I will join A to P. That means you must find vector AP. You must find vector AP. So as you all know, what is the formula for vector AP? If you don't remember, you go for your previous class, that is vector AP which ends with P, we should start with that. That means OP minus OA. That is OP minus OA. This all terms I have explained in your basics of three-dimensional geometry theorems. If you don't watch those things, I can't do anything. Clear? If you watch those things, these terms are going to be very useful. So please make sure that you have watched that video clearly and you took the notes one by one, so that these terms are going to be very simple. So these all terms I have explained in the previous class or the previous video. So vector OA is position vector of A, vector OP is position vector of P, vector AP is vector OP minus vector OA. OA is represented as vector A, OP is represented as vector R, AP is represented as OP minus OA. Here I am solving the theorem. I am not representing anything. Here I am solving the theorem by drawing the particular diagram. Clear? Okay. So now these all terms are given in your theorem. Here what I have written, these all terms are given here. Vector AP is nothing but the line passing through the given point parallel to the given vector. Don't get confused. Vector AP is nothing but what? It is a line parallel to given vector B. Are you getting my point? So vector AP is a line parallel to a given vector B. Okay, students? So to solve this theorem, first thing you must know how to represent your diagram. That means how to draw the given terms. If you draw the given terms, half of the theorem is over. Are you getting my point? If you draw the statement, the half of theorem is done. You don't need to remember anything. The terms which the given in question paper has to be represented in the diagrammatical form in your answer sheet. That is important. Clear? So now you represent in answer sheet with the diagram. What you are drawing on the diagram, you write here. Are you getting my point? So if you want to write the explanation of this diagram, you just write in your own words that L be the line passing through the given point A parallel to the given vector B, where OA is the position vector, where P is the arbitrary point, OP is the position vector of point P. You just write these terms in English form. That means vector OA is position vector of A, write it. OP is position vector of P, write. AP is given by vector OP minus vector OA, write it. Position vector of P minus position vector of A. If you write that, that is what the explanation of the diagram. Clear? So don't need to again I have explained that. Clear? You just see the diagram and you write it. No problem. L be the line passing through the point A be the position vector, A is the given point, OA is the position vector, B is arbitrary point, OP is position vector of point P, and vector B is given vector. Write it by your own words, no problem. Clear? The very important things are this mathematical form. Clear? In whatever you write in your own words of the explanation of your diagram will be accepted, no problem. Clear? But write in correct grammatical way, no problem. So now, see, to solve this theorem, now what we have did, we have written the terms which they have given in statement form, we have written in mathematical form. Now, what we need to solve this theorem? See, again I am telling what we need to solve this theorem 1, that is line passing through a given point and parallel to a given vector. Please remember, my dear students, here only a single line, that means a single drop is very important. What is that single drop? I will write here and you make sure that you are going to remember that a single word unless and until you complete your exam. If you remember what I write here, if you remember that, you can write your complete theorem. Please remember that what I am writing here, if you write or if you remember that, you can write your complete theorem. Are you getting my point? So for that reason, see, here vector AP is the line passing through a given point. Vector B is a given vector. That means these two are the two lines which are parallel. Are you getting my point? AP is one line, vector B is second line. Both are parallel to each other because see here they have given parallel. Clear? Vector B is parallel to vector AP. So go to 11th standard, straight line chapter. Go to 11th standard, straight line chapter. There you have studied that if two lines are parallel, their direction ratios are equal. Are you getting my point? If two lines are parallel, their direction ratios are equal. Again I am telling, make a note. If two lines are parallel, direction ratios are equal. That is, we know that. You must know that if two lines are parallel, direction ratios are equal. That is, see here the line is vector AP and the second line is vector B. Their direction ratios are equal means the AP divided by vector B equal to lambda. Vector AP by vector B equal to lambda. This is nothing but if two lines are parallel, their direction ratios are equal. I am writing it in vector form. I am writing it in vector form. In Cartesian form, x1 by x1 equal to y by y1 equal to z by z1. You can write. But here we are representing in vector form. So we can write it as vector AP divided by vector B equal to lambda, because as you all know, if two lines are parallel, their direction ratios are equal. So if you simplify this, how it is going to be? If I multiply vector B here, it will be vector AP equal to lambda times of vector B. Okay students, see, this you must remember. Clear? How to remember? See, you must remember it with the theorem only. For example, for this theorem, equation of line passing through a given point parallel to the given vector is given by vector AP equal to lambda vector B. That type you have to remember. Are you getting my point? Because if you know this, further things are very simple. Are you getting my point? This term has to be remembered. If this you forget, the complete theorem is gone. Are you getting my point? If you don't remember this, the complete theorem is gone. Clear? So for that reason, see how to remember this. The equation, while practicing, you must practice it as equation of line passing through given point parallel to given vector is written as vector AP equal to lambda times of vector b. Now the complete theorem is over. If you write the diagram and these things, 50%. If you write this, 100%. The further things are just the calculations, no problem. Clear? Because you know the formula of vector AP. What is vector AP formula? Vector AP is given by OP minus OA. Already you know. OP is position vector of point P. OA is position vector of point A. That also you know. No problem. Clear? So for that reason, make sure that this will be perfect to you. So here now simplify. This implies how you write vector AP. Vector AP is written as OP minus OA. Vector AP is written as OP minus OA. That is formula of vector AP equal to lambda times of vector B. Next, this implies OP equal to OA plus lambda times of vector B. These all calculations are very simple. Vector OP is what? R. Vector OA is what? A. Plus lambda times of vector B. So this is your vector form. This is your vector form. See how it is simple. If you know the basics, are you getting my point? So you remember the theorem as the line passing through a given point and parallel to a given vector is written as what? Vector AP equal to lambda times of vector B. With the statement you remember that. Clear? If you remember with the statement, by reading this statement directly you can write this. But the diagram is needed. Clear? So by remembering with the statement this thing, the calculations will be simple. AP equal to lambda times of B means AP is what? OP minus OA equal to lambda B. OP is what? R. OA is what? A. If you write that, vector form is over. Now we shall go for Cartesian form. Again you must know the basics. Clear? A, given point A is represented as what? X1, Y1, Z1. Given point in Cartesian form. See, Cartesian form. Cartesian form. How to write the given point? Okay. How to write the given point in Cartesian form? Vector A is written as x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap in Cartesian form. That is vector A. See, vector B is a parallel vector. That is not a point. Vector B is parallel vector. That means here vector B is written as ai cap plus otherwise you can write it as capital AI cap, capital B j cap, capital C k cap. No problem. You use either a small or capital. It doesn't matter. But no problem. For our clarifications, you write it as capital A B C. Because vector B is parallel vector. Anyways, in the previous class, that is in the basics, I have not represented vector. Just I have represented vector AP. Clear? So, if B is given vector, make sure that vector B should be written as AI cap plus BJ cap plus C K cap. Clear? Again, how to write vector R? Vector R is written as XI cap plus YJ cap plus ZK cap. See my dear students, this is your vector form. After solving the theorem in vector form, the terms in the vector form has to be written in Cartesian form. Please remember, the terms in the vector form has to be written in the Cartesian form. Clear? Okay. So now, using all these terms in, you write it as equation 1 in equation 1. In equation 1, that is nothing but in vector form. That means this all terms has to be used here. Clear? So that means, see, vector R equal to vector A plus lambda times of vector B. If I take vector A on this side, no problem. Clear? Otherwise, you take this as equation 1, no problem. The calculations will be simple. You take this as equation 1 using all these terms in equation 1. Clear? What is OP minus OA? OP you have, that is vector R. Vector R is nothing but vector OP. Vector B is nothing but vector OB. So that is vector B. This is nothing but vector OA. Clear? Vector B is vector B because it is parallel vector. Vector R is vector OP. Vector A is vector OA. These all terms you must know. Okay. So now, by knowing all these terms, use these terms in equation 1. What you are going to have in equation 1? That is OP minus OA. You have to calculate OP minus OA. That means vector R minus vector A. Vector R, A, if you take this on side, it will be vector R minus vector A. Vector OP minus vector A means R minus A. That is x minus x1 I cap. X minus x1 I cap. Next, plus y minus y1 j cap. Y minus y1 j cap. Next, plus z minus z1 k cap is equal to what? Lambda b is equal to lambda b is written as what? ai cap plus bj cap plus c k cap. Clear? See, OP minus OA, that means vector R minus vector A. OP minus OA, so x minus x1 I cap plus y minus y1 j cap plus z minus z1 k cap. Clear, students? So that will be equal to, see, that will be equal to what? Lambda times of vector B. That will be equal to lambda times of vector B means lambda equal to B is ai cap plus bj cap plus c k cap. Just directly write it, no problem. Clear? So using the equation 1, all these terms in using in equation 1, OP minus OA equal to lambda times of B, you are going to get this equation. Further, if two vectors are equal, see, LHS is equal to RHS. Here, LHS is equal to RHS. Left hand side is equal to right hand side. On both sides you have two vectors. One is x minus x1 I cap plus y minus y1 j cap plus z minus z1 k cap equal to lambda times of a I cap plus b j cap plus c k cap. Clear? So here what you have two vectors. As you all know, two vectors are equal if and only if their direction and their magnitude is same. Clear? Two vectors are equal if and only if their magnitude and their direction is same. So here these two vectors are equal. So if I simplify this by component wise, I can write it as, see how can I write? Further, I can write it as, this equation I am going to write component wise, x minus x1 equal to lambda a. Next, y minus y1 equal to lambda b. Z minus z1 equal to lambda c. Because if two vectors are equal, their direction and the components must be equal. So here I am writing the components, direction already known. So components are equal, therefore this can be written as x minus x1 by a equal to lambda, y minus y1 by b equal to lambda, z minus z1 by c equal to lambda. Therefore your answer will be x minus x1 by a equal to y minus y1 by b equal to z minus z1 by c. So this is your final solution, that is Cartesian form. This is Cartesian form and this is vector form. Cartesian form and vector form. So students, as I said, if you know this, you can simplify the further things. If you don't know this, you can't do anything. Are you getting my point? So, like this, there are 6 to 7. I have written in box. For each theorem, there is one box. Clear? For each theorem, there is one statement of this kind. If you remember those 6 statements, directly you can remember all 6 statements, 6 theorems. See how to remember this. If you remember this, AP will be written as OP minus OA, that is common sense. OP minus OA equal to lambda times of B. OP, if I take minus OA on that side, it will be OA plus lambda times of B. OP is R, OA is A, written further things. Clear? This is vector form. Clear? Now, by using this vector form, write in Cartesian form, just you must know the basics. R is written as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap because this is arbitrary. A is written as x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 k cap. Vector B is written as ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. That's all. If you write these all terms in Cartesian form and you use these terms in equation 1. See, where is equation 1? This. You use in this equation 1. OP minus OA. What is OP minus OA? This is OP, this is OA. OP minus OA means x minus x1 I cap plus y minus y1 j cap plus z minus z1 k cap over that you have written here equal to what is here B, lambda times of ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. Just you go on replacing these terms in Cartesian form. Just you go on replacing these terms in Cartesian form so that your terms are going to be easy. That means you must know the just representations. X minus x1 equal to what? Lambda A. Y minus y1 will be equal to what? Lambda B. Z minus z1 will be equal to what? Lambda C. Further you simplify this. Simplify. Therefore all terms are equal to lambda. This is equal to lambda. Second term equal to lambda. Third term equal to lambda. Therefore all 3 terms are equal. Then we can write it as x minus x1 by A equal to y minus y1 by B equal to z minus z1 by C. So this is your theorem 1. Clear, students? So I think all the terms are very clear to you. So if you get any doubts, you can ask as usual. Clear? So you can ask any doubts from these terms. If no problem, no worries. If you have any doubts, please ask. Okay students, so previously here some terms were missing in the video, but now no problem. See, all the terms are visible here now. So you take that x minus x1 I cap plus y minus y1 j cap plus z minus z1 k cap equal to lambda, all the terms. So now they are visible in your video. So you just note this theorem. Clear? First you note the statement by pausing the video. After that I said what to remember. You write it the side by that theorem. We should remember that, like that you write. And I have repeated what you have to remember. So pause that video while writing the remembering words. So after that, see this, go on simplifying. Now all the terms are visible. This is already visible, no problem. So take the notes by pausing video.